Hey, it is Melissa with Sincerely Creative Mom. We're going to make a bow here today. I am going to use the bow maker as an assistant. My hands won't hold the whole bow in my hand together. I have super bad carpal tunnel. So I had to find a way, and this is my way. We are going to start off with a 15-inch tail, and I'm going to go about 6.5 inches on my loop, and I'm going to pinch. Pinch, 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 pinch. I'm going to come back here, pull it apart and twist, make another loop that matches. You can eyeball it or you can measure, it's up to you. And then pinch, 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 and tail, okay? So we're going to have a different number of loops along the way. Cut, move on to the next one. The next one I have is really cool. It's a Santa ribbon, and the most thing I love about it is that when it comes off the spool, it comes down perfect to make a nice long tail, and it's going the right way, so I don't have to do any cuts or anything to start with. So I'm going to start here, and then I'm going to do two loops, so we can kind of flank this here and see, and then I'm going to pinch, pull it apart, twist, loop. My favorite, you know, sometimes you don't know how it comes off that spool, and when it comes off with your tail coming down, it's always my favorite. Twist, another loop. So I am going from the top to the bottom each layer. I'm going from the bottom to the top for my bow. Now listen, you guys can do it however you want. This is just how I do it. It makes sense to me. It works for me. You have to find what works best for you. Pinch. Everything is pinching behind. I'm gathering everything behind. Now look, if I pinch that and pull it down, then what happens? Then that one's upside down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to just cut this off here. It's fine. No one panic. Okay, and then I'm going to use this, cut it off, measure it. I'm going to go about right there, leave a little space, gather it, and just put it on the other side. So easy. So easy. I'm going to go with another 2.5 inch because I do want this to be kind of a big bow. So I'm going to come down again as long. I feel like it's dark for y'all. I'm going to come one loop on each side, one tail on each side. Again, this is going to get a little bit smaller than the last one. Pinch. A little bit smaller than, just making sure. A little bit. Pinch, twist, loop. Everything looking kind of eyeball. Grab it, pinch, twist, and then there's my other tail. So I have two loops on that layer, two tails on that layer. Perfect. Come down, cutting it off. And then I went for a little bit of fun here. So I'm going to go so if you look in the Santa, he's holding a little candy cane. And so why not just be fun and pull that candy cane and those peppermints out just to be fun, right? And I'm going to go two loops. Hopefully we have enough ribbon. Two loops. Pinch. Twist. Loop. Texture ribbon is this ribbon texture a little bit different than the others. Pinch, twist, loop. Also, this is lined in a silver, and the ribbon, the snowflake ribbon right before this, also has silver in it, so it worked out good there. If you're still following us, hey, I'm Melissa with Sincerely Creative Mom. We make all sorts of bows, decorate trees, garlands, all those things. We have tons of free classes. We do have some paid classes as well. They're a little bit more detailed. We'd love to have you following us. Don't forget to subscribe. We are live on some occasions over on our Facebook. Okay, I'm going to come in with you know what, I did plan to come in with this, but I'm going to set that aside and skip it, and I'm going to go in with our kind of natural and a green edging on top. I think that'll be a good stop. So I'm going to pinch. The top of my bow has just a really small, I call it a button loop. It's just to button everything up. It's just in the center to hide our zip tie, our wire, whatever else you're putting it together with, holding your bow together with. So I use that, and then I'm still going to do one loop on each side, just a little bit smaller than what we have going on here. Pinch, twist. Now this stitching on the ends is kind of a slight annoyance because it does come apart, but I think it'll be just fine. Okay. I'm just going to slide that right in here to the top. Now, let me grab a nice big zip tie. Before I lift it, I'm just going to pull these down a little bit to kind of get them a little bit more in place. Okay. And then I'm just going to grab up from the bottom. Hold on nice and tight. Not too tight. I don't want that stack to teeter-totter, right? I don't want it to fall over. Grab my zip tie right here in the center. Now everything is wired, so if I'm smooshing my loops, it's fine. Again, remember, do what works for you. I have super bad carpal tunnel, so this is what and how it works for me. You might be, you know, a little different and not want to squish your bow that you just made beautiful. It's totally fine either way. Pull, 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 pull. I'm going to use my nice trusty dusty tool here to tighten and clip off at the same time. I'm going to grab my wire to use as something to attach wherever I want my bow to go to attach. You could use a long pipe cleaner, you could use a wire, you could put two pipe cleaners together if you don't have a long one and make one. Perfect. Then all I have to do is fluff, okay? So I'm always going to fluff from the bottom to the top. That's just how I do it. I'm going to fluff from the bottom to the top. And so I'm going to take that first, okay, let's just do it like this. I'm going to take that first loop, and then I'll take my second layer and flank my first one. Yes, I'm wearing my robe. If you can see my robe, it's cold downstairs. I'm going to take my next one, put it right in between the next and the next. Okay, so from looking from the top of my bow, I want to be able to see all those layers going down. I want to be able to see that plaid, the Santas, the snowflakes, the candy. I want to be able to see all of them. And do the same thing over here. Don't be afraid to move things around if you have to. I'm doing this mostly so that y'all can see. So perfect. Absolutely love. I do love that kind of burlappy natural on the top. Then of course, let me just go ahead and hold it in my hands. Bring that wire down to the back. I'm going to hold it, get my thumb in here just to hold it. And I'm going to pull these down to make sure they're not going to spread out too much. I do want them to come right down where I want them. hold on to those wires in the back so that they don't get tangled up and end up going the wrong way, right? I don't want that to happen. Make sure my Santas are going to be seen. Okay, and then also go through, scissors, go through and make sure all of your ends are dovetailed. So I'm just going to fold and cut on the fold. Now if you're like me and you sell at a boutique, they may or may not still be selling Christmas. So this may be good if you are selling your items, but if not, maybe you're having family at your house, maybe you're going to family's house and you want to bring them something nice. A bow is always a good decision. They can do so many things with the bow, put it so many different places. It's always a great decision. So let me just open that up a little bit. So perfect, absolutely love. You know, and then I did open up new ribbons for this, from some of them. However, you can use leftovers. We didn't use a lot of ribbons, so it would be totally easy to, you know, pull out some ribbons that you have in your stash, maybe some leftovers from last year, etc., and, you know, apply this method. And then even if, like, you know, we started with 1, then we did 2, then we did 1, then we did 2, even if you got 1, 2, 1, and then everything else was 1 because you didn't have enough, it would be totally fine, totally perfect. Hey, it is Melissa from Sincerely Creative Mom. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope it was helpful, inspirational. I hope it was detailed enough for you. Please make sure you're following and subscribe so that you can follow us along. Don't forget, you can find, if you go to learnfrommelissa.com, you can find a list of our very favorite tools. There are direct links there. I appreciate it when you use all of my links, of course. And please let us know if you have any other questions. If not, I'll see you next time. Bye, y'all.